Hi guys, welcome to our second video for this week. We're going to talk about a little bit about square roots because you already know a lot about that, and then a little bit more about cube roots. So first of all, I want to make sure we understand the difference between a cube root and a square root and kind of what they both mean. Okay, so bear with me with my reflective board here. Okay, so the first one is a cube. Take it with a grain of salt. I'm not an artist, I teach math. So basically, the volume of a cube whose length, width, and height are all 2 is 2 times 2 times 2, or 2 cubed, which would be 8. So that being said, if 2 cubed is 8, then the cubed root of 8 is going to equal 2. Okay, so it looks a lot like a square root, but it's got that 3 there because it's a cube root. So down here we have a square, 7 by 7. So the volume for that square is 7 times 7, or 7 squared, which is 49. Okay, so that being said, the square root of 49 is going to equal 7. Okay, so that's the difference between cube root and square root. Okay. I'm going to erase those and do a couple of cube root problems, okay? So cube roots are kind of tricky. Maybe I should have left that awesome cube for you guys to keep looking at because I know it was very pretty. Cube roots are a little tricky because really the only way, unless you automatically know them offhand, to figure out the cube root is through prime factorization. So we're going to do a little bit of that today. We're going to start with an easy one. Okay, cube root of 125. Okay, so I know by looking at this that it's 5. But if we don't know that because you don't have years of experience with math or doing cube roots, because a lot of us don't use cube roots unless it's in our job, right? So I can do this by factoring it out, okay? Prime factorization, that's what it's called. So two numbers that multiply together to make 125 are 5 and 25. Okay, now I keep prime factorization, a little review for you in case you forgot. We keep factoring down the numbers until we have only prime numbers left at the bottom. Okay, so I broke 125 up into 5 and 25, two of its factors, and now 5 is prime, so I'm going to leave it alone. 25, not prime. Two numbers that multiply together to make 25 are 5 and 5, right? 5 and 5. Oh, I also like to circle my prime numbers when I get to them so I know what I'm dealing with. So now I can see that my cube root, 5 times 5 times 5, equals 125. So my cube root has to be 5. Okay? Also, 5 cubed would be 125. Make sense? The next one we're going to do is the cube root. Let me find another simple one of 729. Okay, can you guys see this one okay over here? Maybe if I slide it more. Yeah, there we go. So the cube root of 729. Okay, wonky number. Not really one we see all the time. We see this much less than we see 125, right? So I'm going to start by, if you have a calculator, you can do it that way. If you want to do some division, you can do it that way. It's kind of up to you, okay? I know that 9 and 81 make 729. Okay, so those are my two factors. 9, not prime yet, right? 3 times 3. And 81 is 9 times 9. Also 3 times 3 and 3 times 3. So what happens, I don't just have 3 numbers at the bottom now, I have 6 numbers. But if I combine those, I get 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 3 is 9, 3 times 3 is 9. The cube root of 729 is 9. Okay, we're going to see that again when we do 216. Okay, can you see this one down here okay? Cube root. So remember that 3 there means cube root. If there's no number there, then it's just a square root, which is the one you'll see the most often, probably. 216 is what I said, right? Okay, so I know that 4 times 54 is 216. Okay, I know that 4 is not primate here, I have 2's. Factors of 54 are 6 and 9. Okay, 9 is going to break down to 3 and 3. 6 is going to break down to 2 and 3. Okay, here we are again with 6 prime numbers instead of 3. So I have a 2, a 2, a 2, and a 3, and a 3, and a 3. So if I combine 2 and 2, 3 and 3, and 2 and 3, I have a 4, a 6, and a 9. That can't be my cube root. But since I have 3 2's and 3 3's, I can multiply those together, and I get my 3 numbers that are the same. My cube root is 6. Okay, so it requires a little math and a little thinking and logic. Okay? So that's how you find your cube root, basically. Here's a real fun, easy one for you. Cube root of 1,000. How do you get 1,000? 10 times 100, right? Okay, 100 breaks down into 10. I could go break these down into 2 and 5, 2 and 5, 2 and 5, but I can already see that I have 3 10s, so I'm just going to keep them. And my cube root of 1,000 is 10. Okay, so your assignment today is going to have a lot of square roots and a few cube roots. It's going to be pretty simple. All going to be useful information for when we dive into the quadratic formula. Okay? There are your problems for today. Notice that the top ones are square roots, the bottom ones are cube roots. Okay? So make sure you write those down and take a picture, and you can show them to me on Zoom on Friday at 9 or noon, or you can email them to me and just take a picture and send me an email. Let me know if you have questions. If you need a one-on-one Zoom chat to go over anything, let me know. Email me with any questions, and that's all. Bye guys, see you later.